Welcome back to Lacuna, the sci-fi noir detective thriller. Possibly the last episode, I believe, because it does seem like we are coming to a head, slowly but surely. So, I think it's time, guys. This has been a brilliant playthrough, and if you guys have seen any of my other playthroughs, I think the other one I did on the channel was Chicken Police. If you haven't seen that, please check it out. It is quite a blast. Not as pixelated or as a small scale as this here, but it does tap into the detective genre quite heavily. And if you like this, I'm sure you'll like that. So check it out, link in the description. But anyhow, it is time for us to figure out who these liberators are, who's behind these liberators, and I believe we have all the clues. So let's get to it. So, just before I turned off, we had another email come in from Saito, our corporation. So this is after having disarmed Moore's bomb. Albert, it's been a while since we last talked. I hope you're doing well. First, I'd like to thank you for the good work over the years. I'm glad that a fellow Drovian is taking care of the security. It's taking care of securing our telenium transports on Gara. Second, I have a proposal to make. Since our cooperation has been going so well, I thought you could extend it a little. I could use your help with an operation I've been planning for a few years now. It doesn't come without risk, but I can assure you that the payment will be good, and even more importantly, that the mission promises a bright future for both of our companies and revenge for what happened to your parents. Let me know if you're interested. Yours, A. Ooh. So we have two very, very important bits of information here. The resource in question is telenium, and it's coming from someone on Drovia. So let's get to the sheet right away. So, still not sure the company yet. We can figure that out there. So I'm quite sure. The name of the company is, we'll get to that in a second. They are based on Drovia, yep. Specializing in computers, telenium, and we know it's mining. I don't think we need to guess that there. Now we just need to find the name of the company. So, let's look at, where is it? Saito's list of companies. So, telenium mining, Drovia. It has to be Dyson Enterprises, right? Is there anyone else? Telenium mining, Gara? No. It has to be Dyson. It's friggin' Dyson. They moved from vacuum cleaners to... Ugh. Should have stopped them. Should have stopped them centuries ago. It has to be Dyson. I'm doing it. I'm doing it, guys. I'm doing it. Dyson Drovia Mining Telenium. Yeah. The company behind the Liberators, it has to be. Let's go. Okay.
Abbott Dyson. All the signs pointed towards him and his company. I didn't feel like I had the full picture just yet, but some aspects finally made sense to me. None of the people we had encountered seemed to support what the Liberators claimed to stand for. This wasn't a Garian terror group at all. It was Drovians, Saviants, hired guns, and business people, all working for one man's false flag operation. What was he trying to accomplish? Stir up enough trouble to force the solar system into a war? I had talked to Dyson the morning after Banny's death. He was still in Gara, hiding in plain sight, and I still had his number. I considered my options. We needed to arrest him. But maybe we could have a chat first. Just the two of us. Once the CDI had him, he wouldn't be able to talk freely. I took out my cell and tapped his face in my contacts.
Now we know. Hello? Morning, Mr. Dyson. This is Neil Conrad with the CDI. Ah, Agent Conrad, how can I help you? There's something I'd like to talk to you about in person. Could we meet on the train that stops at Louisville in half an hour? I have an important call in 10 minutes. Could we make an appointment for tonight? This can't wait. If you insist, I'll tell my secretary to delay my call. Thanks. See you in a bit. Okay, let's enter that train. I just want to see if we can pet. No. Okay, he's fed. He's fed and he's petted. Let's get out of here. God damn, that's one long elevator ride. Actually, where are we going? Enter the train. Actually, we've got another breakfast. Good morning, Conrad. I'm taking a walk in the little park near your place this morning. You know the one. Once you leave the elevator, just keep going straight past the fountain. I'll be sitting down for a coffee near the gazebo. Come around if you want to join me. I'll be here for another hour or two. Liam Campbell. Yeah, let's go talk to him. Our old boss. He's good peoples, isn't he? Wait, did he say it's straight from there, or is it down? Yeah, I think it's straight on from there, right? Around here somewhere? Yeah, that's him. Morning, Chief. Morning, Conrad. It's Campbell now. Right. You wanted to talk to me? I need you to give me your word that you won't tell anyone about our meeting today. Okay, you have my word. You're an excellent investigator, Conrad. You found out that the sniper shot at Banny from the Sakura Hotel. You have a sharp mind. You identified the bartender at the hotel as the one who helped Diaz escape. You found the sniper's boat in the harbor. That helped us track him down and retrace his escape. You figured out what Banny's murderer looked like. Thanks to that, we were able to catch him and his associate on Jora's Plaza. And you determined who had started the Liberator's video at AdSpot. That's why we could go after Moore and Cox so quickly. Do you know what makes you so good at your job? You question just about anything. In all my years at the CDI, I've never met a bigger skeptic than you. But that can also make your life harder if you want to climb the ranks at the CDI. However, if that doesn't concern you, you might want to have a closer look at the Sector 2 incident. Ooh? I don't know exactly what it is you're trying to hide, but what they're trying to hide. But the data they're so desperately protecting has something to do with it. Who? Who is hiding something? The AG for sure. Maybe just her. I think something happened back there when she was director of the CDI. She's been acting strange. The sudden decision to arrest Cox when she heard his name was the last straw. One more thing, Conrad. There was a security alert in the database, some unauthorized connection from your cell. Whatever it was you were trying to do, I took the liberty of dismissing the alert. There's no more record of it. I have to go now. This will be the first evening without work I had in a while. Thank you for meeting me. Yeah, that was really convenient. Thank you, Chief. Good luck, Conrad. Oh, well done. Man, it was fortuitous us meeting him, wasn't it? I mean, he's made us sneaking into the CDI just a little bit easier. Yikes. Okay. So then, are we going to the CDI now? Or... well, I'm sure we'll find out. But yeah. Oh, actually, we've got a meeting, haven't we, on the train? With Dyson. Let's do it.
My heart was pounding. Would Dyson really come, or did I spook him? Did he suspect I was onto him? It would be a while until I found out, so I sat down and took a deep breath. At least I had a little time to think about what to say to him if he showed up.
Okay. Let's go. Mr. Dyson. Good evening, Agent Conrad. This is an interesting setting for a chat. Let's get straight to the point. I have sufficient proof that you are part of or even all of the Liberators. That's a big accusation to throw around. What proof would that be? I know you hired mercenaries to kill Banny and to steal some data from the Chief's cell. You also instructed Cox to broadcast the Liberator's message and to bomb Corian Church. If there is anything else going on that endangers people's lives, you need to tell me right now. If you are so sure of all that, why didn't the CDI just arrest me? I wanted to know why you did it. You're a Saviant from Drovia. What's more, your company suffers financially from operating inside an unfree colony. You have all the reason to support Drovian independence. I do support Drovian independence, but not for economic reasons. Don't you think that the status quo is unacceptable in a modern society? Gara forces us to hand over all the fruit of our labor like we live in feudal times, only to resell it at an incredible profit. This is what we encountered, I think, in the first episode. Your planet exploits and enslaves my people for its own financial gain. If that's how you see it, why did you create an anti-Saviant, anti-emancipation terrorist group? All Drovia needs to finally explode is a spark. I've provided just that. Did you read the news today? Drovian resistance against its oppressors has never been stronger. So you admitted. You did it to lend momentum and legitimacy to a Saviant revolution. To push public opinion on Drovia to a point where a secession war seems inevitable. But they were already negotiating. Why didn't you just support Banny at the summit? Joseph was in no position to change things. The whole summit was a big dog and pony show. History teaches us that you can't obtain independence the peaceful way. If you want it, you take it. And a war is worth it for you? Especially considering that Drovia is unlikely to win it? If a war is what it takes, we have to try. Besides, New Joran will take our side, if any. You know, I'm really not buying your man of the people spiel. This is all about your company's bottom line. Think of me any way you want. It doesn't matter. The way I see it, I'm using my influence and money to fight for the right cause. Don't you think thousands of innocent lives are a prohibitively high price to pay? It's interesting you bring that up, being a CDI agent yourself. What are you talking about? The data I've been wanting to get my hands on. Did you have a look at it? No. It contains classified information about the Sector 2 incident, which also cost thousands of innocent lives. But just as importantly, Savians lost the right to a self-governed colony on Drovia. Gara cited a charter that had made up itself and launched an independent investigation, which identified major construction and security flaws as causes of the disaster. I'm familiar with the incident. What are you getting at? Those backwards Savians don't believe in real science, so they don't know how to build a safe colony. Sounds convincing, doesn't it? What if I told you that the colony was sabotaged by Gara? Don't be ridiculous. The operation was launched out of fear and greed. A Savian colony on the biggest Telenium source in the system, free to trade with New Joran? Losing the Telenium race could have meant losing supremacy over the solar system at the time. They couldn't allow that to happen. Who are you talking about? A number of politicians and other elites. And of course, the CDI as their executive force. Your Attorney General, Amelia Thorne. She was director of the CDI at the time. So before you judge me, look at the people you work for and what they did. I know so many people who died or lost someone in the incident. So many more who lost their livelihoods. No, this is too big. So many people would have to stay quiet for it to stay a secret for so long. Well, it will come out, and not that many people will know. Who knows at the CDI? Does Gary know? The chief? The director? Everybody involved is retired by now except Mrs. Thorne, but some people must know. There are records of it. They will see the light of day soon enough. I know that the mercenaries you hired are working on getting them back. They abducted my daughter and blackmailed me into helping them. I'm sorry to hear that. They did not act on my behalf when they took your daughter. Listen, Mr. Dyson. I won't arrest you if you pay them now. I have to arrest you. You can go. Oh. I have to arrest you. Is this the right thing? That's all I needed to hear. Please put your hands out so I can cuff you. It doesn't make much of a difference to me if you arrest me. I might have to do some time, but I have the best lawyers in the system. What I care about is that the data becomes public. Get it, and the mercenaries will be paid. Once they send it over, it will get leaked, even if I am in prison. I have people making sure of that. It doesn't matter what you care about. I want my daughter back. Pay them, now. I would consider it, but I missed the window. The transaction expired. I see. We gotta bring him in. Right? You're getting off the train with me at the next stop. I can't let you get away with this. But until we arrive, I have some final questions. Tell me, what do you know about Laura's abductors? What is Cox's role in all this here? What do you know about Laura's abductors? Not much, to be honest. You probably figured out most of it already. They're a secret group of mercenaries, and they run big operations in the whole solar system. If you want a higher profile job done, you go to them. Where is their HQ, and where are they keeping my daughter? I don't know. They're very secretive. They only meet you in public places, or they come to you. I see. Tell me, what's Cox's role in all this? Why does Cox help you? I imagine bombing a church isn't something you can just pay any security company to do. Albert's parents were old friends of mine. Their company was in charge of security at Sector 2. They went bankrupt after the explosions. Some people put the blame of the incident on them. They're getting death threats to this day. I supported them and their son financially. As you can imagine, Cox has every reason to want revenge for what Gara did to his family. Why work with the mercenaries when you already had Cox's guys do your dirty work? Parts of the plan were out of his wheelhouse. I see. That's all for now. We'll get out of the next stop. I'll inform my colleagues that we are coming. Oh, are we doing the right thing, guys? If he can't pay the mercs, then it's all on us to get that leaked data. Hey Conrad, are you sure about this? I am. Alright then. Good job. I got this. Gary wanted to talk to you. He's inside. You're waiting here with us, Mr. Dyson. Oh. Okay. We caught the mastermind. So, we guessed right, it seems. It was Dyson. See anything else? No other news? Okie dokie. No news. Let's go have a word with Gary. I'm guessing he's gonna say something. Wait, can we talk to him? Oh, who's this? Hello? It's Mrs. Moore. This is Evelyn Moore. Did you find my husband? What is it? Did something happen to him? He didn't turn up. So I was right, wasn't I? He's not working with the Liberators after all. We're looking into it. What's that supposed to mean? Did you find him at the Korean hotel or not? Now is not a good time, okay? You promised to protect James. If something happens to him... Please, our son needs a father. Let's talk about it later. Oh, I forgot about Mrs. Moore. Oh god. I mean... Moore's okay, right? Right? We have to believe he's okay. Oh god. But like, what else could we do? We couldn't do anything else. Okay, let's have a word with Gary. Hey. Shit, Conrad. You really found the mastermind behind the Liberators. Finally, some good news. I just hope that this whole shit show is over now. Why did Dyson do it? It's kind of a long story. He was trying to escalate the situation between our planets. I see. Let's talk about it in detail later. Did Dyson tell you what that second attack was about? He did. They were going to bomb Korean church, but he called it off. Holy fuck. Well, the most important thing is that we got him. That's a good start to my time as chief, isn't it? Well, acting chief, but yeah. I have a meeting with the press in a few minutes. We'll go over everything later. Roger that. Oh boy.
I was supposed to write a report on my findings in the Liberator's case, but I wasn't able to concentrate for even a second. First, I needed to wait for my colleagues to go home to be alone with Saito. He always worked late. But then what? What if he refused to help me? The idea of having to force him was devastating. He was my friend, after all. When I finally managed not to think about it anymore, a much more dire thought crept up on me. Laura might die tonight. And if she did, it would be my fault.
Like hell. We are not going to let our daughter die. Right? We're going to do whatever it takes. Right? I think that much at least is a given. Okay, so we have to submit the sheet. Well, yeah, let's just get to it then. So, last sheet. What is the data about? I think we know part of it at least. The data is about the... So, Dyson... Come on. Dyson and the former chief told us this. It's about the Sector 2 incident that took place in... is it 1814? 1805? 1800? When did it take place? Hang on. Yeah, there we go. Today marks the 40th anniversary of the tragic Sector 2 incident. 40th anniversary, that would be 1800. Makes sense. Logic dictates. On Drovia. Right? It is Drovia, right? Yes. Yeah, because that's the whole point, isn't it? So this is what it's about. It has to be. The Sector 2 incident, 1800 on Drovia. Let's go. Okay. Now we talk to Saito. Wherever he may be. Oh, he's probably downstairs, isn't he? Oh, Saito. Don't make us force you. Please. Just please comply. Just please cooperate. He's gonna cooperate, right? Let's see. Hey, you buddy. Hey, Saito. Neil, hey. You're working late. Listen, there's something I need to talk to you about. Of course, what's the matter? Saito, I'm sorry. Sorry? For what? Is everything alright? No, it's not. My daughter. Laura was abducted, and the people who took her want something from me. I need your help to get it for them. What? Laura was abducted? When? By whom? By a group of mercenaries. Shit, I'm so sorry, Neil. What's the CDI's plan of action? The CDI? What do you think those people would do if I told the CDI about it? Wait, you didn't tell anyone else at the CDI? No. Look, we don't have much time. The mercenaries want me to help them get the data back that they stole from the chief. They managed to create a backdoor to the CDI network. They can briefly alter the access rights to the folder they want from the CDI database. But they won't be able to retrieve it. They can only be done from a local computer. That's where you come in. You're a sysadmin, right? You have to grant the request for access to a specific folder you're not usually able to see. They'll pull all the data from that folder to your local drive. Put it on a stick and give it to me. They made it clear it was not to be sent over the web. Okay, listen, Holy fuck. I'll bring them the data, and then I'll get Laura back. Neil, You realize that you can't trust these people, right? Why are you so convinced that they'll hold up their end of the bargain? If you want to save Laura, you have to ask the higher-ups at the CDI for help. I don't know enough about these people. No chance the CDI will be able to track them down in time. The hack will go down in 5 minutes. If I don't hand them the data tonight, they might kill her. I have an idea. Once they open up the folder, thereafter, I might be able to locate the source of the back door. We'll explain to the others what's going on and we'll raid the location before the handover is scheduled. You'll have Laura back before they find out that we ever went through with the hack. If we do it that way, do we still get to retrieve the data in the folder? We won't need it. But if you can't trace them and don't get the data, we have nothing. Fine, I'll accept the data transfer either way. I'll delete it if I'm able to trace the hack. Oh, we can't tell them. No, we gotta do it as planned. No, that's too risky. I'll hand them the data as planned. They expect me in an hour. Please, Neil, come to your senses. These are criminals. You can't work with them. I'm not so sure anymore who's the bigger criminal here is. What are you talking about? You know what? Do what you think is best, but I won't be a part of it. Please don't make it complicated, Saito. I really need your help. Oh. Like, are we gonna tell the CDI? Oh, I don't want to threaten Saito. Oh, come, okay, let's tell the CDI. I mean, let's think about it, right? Can we trust Zora? The most nihilistic of nihilistic persons? Not entirely. Can we trust her boss? Probably definitely not. Will we get I mean, we gotta go with this, right? Okay, good. I'm glad you agree. I'll find out where the location is, and then we call Gary. What is on the data anyway? Why do they want it? I'm not sure. I don't have time to explain. She's calling. Hey Neil, I got your sheet. All ready on your end? Yeah, ready. We're ready. Good. We're searching that folder now. I'll tell you when you have access. Are we doing the right thing here, guys? Alright, there we are. You're good to go. Okay, I think Saito's retrieving the data. I got it. Good work. I'll see you at the handover. God damn, Neil. I got their location. Let's call Gary and the others. Thank you, Saito. Thank you so much. I'm calling Gary and the others. We have to prepare the raid and we have to do it quick. Hold on. One last thing. What is it? There's no time to lose. Did you pull the data? What does it matter? Give it to me. Why? I have the location, Neil. We can go arrest them. You don't need it anymore. I did what you said, okay? I didn't go through with it. Please trust me. It's not a trick. I won't give the data to them. I just need to see what's on there. Please. Here. Please don't do anything stupid. Thank you. Don't tell anyone, okay? Let's call Gary and the others. Oh god, did we do the right thing, guys? Let's see. I think I got their HQ. It's inside an industrial zone on the fringes of the city. The company registered there calls itself Rattlesnake Farming. It appears to be some sort of greenhouse. I assume it's just a front, maybe for money laundering. I still can't believe you didn't tell us earlier. What the hell were you thinking, Conrad? And how much information did you feed them about the CDI and our ongoing investigations? Those people are criminals of the worst kind. Have you forgotten your oath? You'll face serious charges for this, Conrad. Could you please leave him alone, Gary? He's got enough on his plate right now. Well, maybe he would be in a better position if he had told the CDI earlier. Or they would have shot Laura right away if they had caught wind of it. We all had training in hostage negotiations, and I'm sure Neil followed it to the best as he could. I really don't care about that right now. Can we please focus on getting Laura out of there? I agree. We don't have time to waste. We should be at their HQ within the next hour. That's not a lot of time. Let's go and gear up then. Actually, I don't think it's a good idea for you to be there, Neil. You're not trained in extractions like this, and I don't care if I get hurt. And more importantly, you are too close to the case. The risk that you do something irrational and endanger the whole operation is too high. I can't just stay here and wait. My daughter is there. That's exactly the kind of attitude I'm worried about. I've been in contact with these people multiple times. They know me. Maybe I can convince them to cooperate. Listen, Neil. There's no more time for discussion. Conrad, Colroy, get yourselves armor and a gun. I have to call Kumar. Your call. Copy that. Don't leave without me. I'm coming with you. You will? Okay, we leave in 30. Oh, dear God. I mean, this is gonna work out, right? Jeez, look at our pulse. This is gonna work out. Okay? Trust. Just trust me. I mean, I say that. I say that so convincingly. But I don't know if this is gonna work out. We need this to work out. For Laura's sake. Jeez. Are we doing the right thing here? But are we going in the right direction?
I inserted the stick into my cell and opened up the folder. My heart was pounding. For a moment, it looked like the data wouldn't load, but then the files started appearing on the screen. Dozens, maybe hundreds of documents, messages, pictures, and videos. They were decades old. Most of them dated 1799 or 1800. Their confidentiality level was one I'd never seen before. This was the type of data the Garian network would instantly pick up and trace, both to its receiver and back to its sender. It made sense to physically hand-deliver it if one wished to remain anonymous. I didn't know where to begin, so I opened up the very first file in the list, the oldest one, with shaking hands. It was a document sent from someone at the Department of Commerce to the director of the CDI at the time, Emilia Thorne, now Attorney General in charge of the Justice Department. My eyes widened as I skimmed over the paragraphs. When I was done reading the letter, I checked the time. 20 more minutes. I sat down and opened up the second one, then the third. As the conversation went on, a plan was hatched between a handful of politicians, special interest groups from the private sector, and high-ranking members of the CDI. I didn't recognize most of the names. Some might have been pseudonyms. I stopped looking at the files halfway through and let my head sink onto the backrest. Even though they had used very careful language at first, the goal and purpose of the operation were abundantly clear. The failure of Sector 2 hadn't been an accident. Garians had plotted and engineered it to gain sole access to Drovia's resources, and given its strategic importance at the time, ultimately retained supremacy over the solar system. My head was spinning while I tried to figure out what all of it meant for the present, and for me. I had long doubted the integrity of the CDI. Was it still rotten to the core, or had things changed? I didn't know about any ongoing operations that were breaching interplanetary law, but then most agents at the time of the Sector 2 incident hadn't known either, and some of the things I did know about, I didn't want to think about them too much. Now what? On the one hand, the public had a right to know. The culprits had to be found and brought to justice. Reparations had to be paid to the affected families and businesses. On the other hand, if the truth came out, the liberators would win. Savient extremists might be emboldened enough to take control of the colony and declare independence. If that happened, Gara would send its ships, and New Joran might send theirs to back up their Savient brethren, and to finally gain access to the planet's Telenium, of course, if their side won. Hundreds might die, thousands even. Time was running out. I tapped the contact of a journalist I had met a while back. I still hadn't made a decision when I heard the dial tone. The data would probably go through if I decided to send it, but there was no way in hell it wouldn't be traced back to me. My heart was pounding so loudly in my ears that I almost didn't hear the voice on the other end.
God, are we gonna have to make a decision about this? This is Adrian Boyley with the Garan Gazette. How can I help you? Oh dear, are we doing it, guys? Hello? Like this is basically the difference between us going public with this here and potentially giving the Savient revolutionaries a casus belli, cause for war, like rebellion, uprising, or we keep stum about this, and it possibly gets leaked or comes to light anyway if the mercenaries have it, or if the mercenaries get hold of it, or if anyone spills the beans on this here, and this kind of stuff potentially happens anyway. I mean, what? But I mean, yeah, as Neil has said, on the other hand, there are a lot of very corrupt, rotten politicians and individuals at the very top who ought to be held accountable for the tragedy that happened in 1800 to the Sector 2 incident. And just to remind you, the Sector 2 incident is what happened at the beginning of the game. So that big explosion where our two prologue protagonists, should we call them, where did they both lose their parents, or one of them lost their parents, where things didn't go very, very well. All of that there wasn't an accident, as we've just learned here. That was all political. Garan in the making, and for the purposes of extracting the resources of the Drovia. So we gotta make a decision on what we're doing here. Are you there? I'm sorry, I can't hear you. I'm hanging up now. What are we gonna do? I have information for you. Let's do it. Let's leak. Let's spill the world. Let's spill the beans. Let's go public with all of Hydra's secrets. Let's go. Who is this? I can't tell you. Are we gonna do it? Are we gonna do it? Let's leak it. Let's do it. We gotta do it. I'm sending you a data package now. Is this the right thing? Oh god. We've got the try to start a war thing. Oh my god. It's flagged and will be quickly picked up and traced by authorities. Your computer might be bricked. Back it up with an external drive as quickly as you can. Are you serious? Please confirm that you understand what I just said. I understand. Good. The public needs to know this. Promise me that it won't get buried. Well, I have to look at it first. Please, I may not have a second chance to send it out. Did you get it all? Yeah, I got it. Okay, it's in your hands now. Conrad? Gary, it's time. Let's go. Okay, coming. Oh boy. When Gary finds out. Be the good kind of quitter. Alright, agents. I just got the report from Nelson. The big greenhouse in front of us seems to be empty. However, the IR cameras picked up 12 targets in an underground facility hidden underground. A scan for traps and explosives came back negative. Be careful regardless. We're going in on command. Watch your backs and keep a low profile. These guys are dangerous and most likely armed. Use of deadly force is authorized. Getting the hostage out alive is our #1 priority. You all know what she looks like. Miller, Johnson, you open up the front door. Once we're inside, we're looking for another door in the back. Watch out for hostiles from that point on. Okay, let's go. Move, move, move. Gary. I appreciate you backing me up earlier. Thank you. After what you did, it's only right you'd help us fix it now. Let's go get your girl. Let's go. Let's go save Laura. Oh man. Did we do the right thing, guys? Did we do the right thing? Are we doing the right thing? Well, I mean, trying to rescue her we are, but like this here. Should we not just have handed over the data? That might have been the end of it. Clear! Interesting. Targets ahead. Open up and move in! 3 targets. CDI, drop your weapons. Drop them now! Oh no! Take cover! Oh dear, did Kuma get shot? Shit, that was loud. The rest of them will be waiting for us. May's been shot. Gordon, Flynn, provide first aid and see if you can get her out to the medics. Fuck. Aito, lock this room down. Keep an eye on those assholes. Get their guns and make sure they stay down. Someone comes through that door over there, you shoot. The rest of you keep moving. We can't give them any more time to prepare to get out. Follow me. Opening up.
In the final corridor, we passed by a large surgery room. I didn't think about it at the time, but that must have been where they had given Zora her new face and implanted Boyd's fake ID. The only thing I could think about was whether they'd moved Laura or done something to her the moment they'd heard us coming.
The next room is a dead end. Expect resistance. Drop those guns or we'll shoot. Who are you? What is this? CDI, put your weapons on the ground right now. Dad! Stay put, Laura. It's gonna be alright. Give us a minute to talk this over, okay? Oh, I see. It's about the girl. How about this? We hand her over to you, and you never show your faces here again. Sound fair? I don't think you understand. This facility is surrounded. It's over. Your only option is to cooperate right now. Alright, we'll cooperate. But we'll kill the girl first. No! No? Then it sounds like we're getting everything we want. That's how negotiations work. That's not how negotiations work. Shooting a child will do nothing but worsen your prospects on trial. Come on, we both know I'm fucked regardless. We'll take you out if we make a wrong move. It doesn't have to be that way. So what you're saying is our only chance is to fight. I'm sorry, Williams. What the fuck, Zora? Stop, final warning. Please, Moon, put your gun away. Good, now lie down and cuff them, boys. Oh, yes, we gotta. Oh, well done, Zora. Well flippin' done. Dad! It's over now, Laura. You're safe, alright? Alright. Are you okay? Did they hurt you? No, I'm not hurt. Get her out of here. Go. Let's go, Laura. Thank you. Oh man, that was... Whew! That was close. Oh, my days. We got her out of there. We got our baby girl. Well done.
And that's it. the most tumultuous days of my life, and possibly in Garian history. Abbott Dyson has been charged with interplanetary terrorism, first-degree murder, and more that would put a normal person away for multiple lifetimes. Unfortunately, he is one of the world's most influential billionaires, and as it stands now, he isn't going to prison for more than a few years. It is rumored that he's putting someone else in charge of his company for the time being, and will be allowed back at his post after serving his sentence. With their mastermind unmasked, at least it's safe to say that the Liberators won't ever make another appearance. Even though Dyson and Cox each lost a lot in the Sector 2 incident, I don't believe their actions were really driven by a righteous thirst for revenge. Almost all the people who have suffered and might still suffer from their actions had nothing to do with Gara's past crimes. Ultimately, Dyson had tried to start an interplanetary war in hopes of increasing his profit margins, and he might still succeed in it.
I think that's the only part of this year that I'm still a bit morally on the fence about.
The data I leaked sent a shockwave through the solar system. The source of the leak was quickly discovered, and the CDI not only fired me on the spot, but also tried to scrub me from their records and made all sorts of claims to discredit me. The Garian state scrambled to spin the narrative on the Sector 2 incident, but the data was authentic and unambiguous. 40 years ago, the Savient colony on Drovia had been sabotaged in a secret operation initiated by a handful of Gyara's top politicians, economic elites, and the CDI under the leadership of Amelia Thorne, now Attorney General and leader of the Garian Department of Justice. It became clear to me why she had tried to hide the data, fired the chief when he got too close, and ordered the arrest of Cox when she realized who he was. She is currently awaiting trial, along with a number of mostly retired politicians who were implicated in the conspiracy.
Okay, well, we lost our job, which is not good. But we did get some heads to roll at the top, which is good.
Lara is free again and seems to be doing okay, but I wonder every day about the scars this experience has left behind. Even though I know I'm not directly to blame, I will never forgive myself for inadvertently dragging her into all this. As for me, I am free again, as free as I was before, but my life is forever changed. Catherine and I are dating again, however crazy that sounds. Things are so different now. The world is so different that maybe something good can come of it again.
Oh, that's good. Well done, Neil. This kind of cynical outlook has changed a bit.
And finally, Zora. Easily the strangest person I've met in my life. Despite the terrible things she did, I'm grateful for her help when it really counted. It took the CDI a while to find out anything about her previous life. Turns out her name used to be Elizabeth Davis. She and her friend Boyd had been picked up by the mercenaries as teenagers on the run. Both of them came from affluent Garian families, and both had been reported missing, presumed dead. Zora will be brought before a judge this week, and I'll be there to make a statement. It might sound strange, but I hope she'll walk free again one day.
Oh, well done, Neil. And it's nice, turns out Zora does have a heart, and maybe she isn't just as nihilistic as she tried to sell us that she was. That was a game. That was a brilliant game, guys. Lacuna. A sci-fi noir detective story. That was good. Like a strong story. I like the pixelated art and everything like that there. Very, very cool. I know that there are a couple of other games like this out there that followed the same kind of model of art style and theme and story and everything, and I probably will get to them at some point on the channel. But for the time being, I'm glad we did this one. This was good. This was very good. More games like this here. That's what I say. Guys, if you like this kind of stuff, you know the drill. Please like and subscribe. It's a big help in getting the video pushed up the old YouTube charts. If you guys like to see more of this kind of stuff, then please drop a comment in the comment section. You know, it's always good to know what kind of stuff gets coverage on the channel, what kind of stuff you guys are into. Makes me want to make more of these videos, because, I mean, aside from being fun, it's always fun when people are out there watching them. Anyhow, I'm gonna let the credits play out. This has been Lacuna. If you guys have made it through to this point, thank you very much for getting here with me. And I'll see you guys next time for the next game. See you out there. Take care.